who wrote the book, Kokoho is based on. His own experiences, backstage at Kabuki. He spent 3 years, very intensively, just living with the Kabuki actors. So I think it lends the film. I mean, of course, it's the director's interpretation, Lee Sang-il, but you get this feeling like there's been this very, very deep dive into the Kabuki world.
Yes, and just that backstage experience really shines through, because I found myself thinking, as an actor myself, this may be one of the few films that I've seen that really captures the experience of being an actor and being on stage so truthfully, so vibrantly.
2 young actors, who play the main roles, had to train, they're not Kabuki actors, right? But had to train to become convincing Kabuki actors on stage. I really admire that kind of dedication.
Of course. Yeah. And this is an interesting Kabuki story. It follows a lot of the same rails of other Kabuki stories, but also diverges in an interesting point in that the world of Kabuki is about bloodlines and heritage and tradition. And so this time, seeing someone who's come from a Yakuza family and is adopted in and forging his own path is so fresh and exciting.
So in a way, the character Kiko is an outsider, coming into the Kabuki world. And with Lee as the director, both focusing on outsiders in Japanese society. So kind of a theme in his work. But again, like an outsider becomes an insider. That's what happens in the course of the film. Like, who's going to win the battle to take over as a leader of this Kabuki family?
Who is the rightful heir to basically this title. Right.
Yeah. The actor who plays the head of the family, Ken Watanabe, very familiar to a lot of people out there, I'm sure, from films like Inception. But he was also in, Lee's films. So he had this connection with, Lee as a director. And in this film, get the sense that he's a traditionalist, but he's also open to, like, okay, my son may not be the best one to take over. We have to work on that. That's a big theme of the film, right?
And of course, recognizing the politics of this and that it's not just one person, it's an entire family. So we have, playing against Watanabe Ken we have Terajima Shinobu, another wonderful actress who is trying to guard this reputation and the tradition of Kabuki.
Kiko developing as an actor and becoming an actor to the core of his being. Like, there's no way he's going, they say, oh, maybe you should quit. But as an actor, you get to the point, there's no separation between, who he is as a person and who he is on stage. And again, you have these scenes where life is playing out on stage.
And it's interesting because, especially I think from a foreign viewpoint, we tend to view Kabuki as this very stylized, very heightened. But there's one scene between Watanabe Ken's character and his 2 disciples working on finding the truth and the emotion of these words, even as they're delivered in this very heightened way.
Right.
And it was really refreshing for me to see that actor's core coming through that and recognizing in a Kabuki performance, that's about 3 hours long as well. And what a stamina, exhausting experience that is of being so precise each moment. And it's almost draining to watch it at some moments because it connects on such a deep level. And I hope that people from a non-performance background can find that way in as well. Now let's take a look at our roundup.